Okay, welcome back to Day Trade Like a Pro. It is April 26th, and we're going to jump over and look at the S&P 500. So overall, very lackluster day. So we had this all-time high at 86 3 quarters. That was up here. And then we had this kind of push up just a couple minutes, about 10 minutes before the open. We got a pretty good push. Now, I recorded the video this morning, had some technical difficulties, and it actually turned into two videos. But basically, we talked about a couple of things. We talked about 81 and 3 quarters. So let me just show you these. This is a sneak peek of some of what our map members get. Probably a coincidence that the last push was to right there. And then 83 and a quarter. And that was that push right there to the tick, and then 81 and 3 quarters right there. And then, of course, we had this all-time high that we still have to get through. So let's just look at what happened. Big push up. So what did we say? We said 76. That was the Globex high. So let's put that in right here. And a little bit, just so you know, it sometimes. So if there's a lot, let's say if there's a 76 and there's a 76.25, I don't normally talk about both of those, but we did have 76 and 76.25 today. Anyway, we had the KP here at 73, and really I gave two scenarios to start off on a pullback. The first one was coming back to 76, which we came down here to 75.75, and then that took off and got us a new daily high. And really a pretty slow, lackluster day overall. We'll talk about what this is in a minute. And couldn't really get up above here, held here. This held for a pullback down to here to 76 and 3 quarters. Couldn't get through here, then finally did get through here. And then this sell off, remember we talked about this little right here. Said there was a little bit of a kind of a demand area right here between 74 to 73. It was where this kind of took off from originally. So not a big surprise when this sold off here. And when, you know, a lot of traders get scared on a move like, for example, this move over here or this move over here, and they think, oh, I'm going to be wrong and it's going to rip right through it. And so they pull their order and don't end up getting long. What our map members understand is that this move down here is like Christmas morning, and you just can't wait for your present. Because, and the same thing with this over here. If you look at this, it took one. So from this candle, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, and it came back in 2 candles. Okay. And then look how quickly it made up. Now, this is really textbook right here if we break this down. So it took 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to get up to here. Okay. It came back in 2 candles and then left, and it took 1, 2 candles to get back to here. Absolutely textbook. You want to see on a level like this, if you have a good level here, you want to see it get back to this target in half the time that it did originally. So over here it took 20 minutes, here it took 10 minutes. Okay? Totally textbook over here. Really, really good stuff. Now let's look at over here. Let's see, right here. So now let's go look at this again over here. So here's where it left here originally. So it came out of this area right here. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles back up to here. Okay. So we'll call that 25 minutes. This came in, touched down here, and by this third candle, it was back up a tick from the target, close enough. Okay, so that's totally textbook. And this is a great level already. I already liked this level for this buy. But what makes it even better is this right here, this big, really hard, fast approach into the level, and then it just hits the level and turns around and rips out of the level. Just absolutely fantastic. Again, and it happens in about half the time that it took over here. It happens in about half that time over here. Now, late in the day, no follow through, no push higher. Okay, so not yet. So what did we talk about today? We said, I'll throw a couple of things around out here. So we said 99.50 is likely where they're going next with this. Now, that could change a bit here overnight. It could be a little lower, it could be a little higher. We'll have to see how things play out overnight. But if they do achieve that target, just so you have a, I'm in California, so I'm on Pacific time. So let's just talk about it from that time frame. I'll throw this out there. This could get achieved around 10 o'clock Pacific time. We could see this new all-time high. Now, I don't know what would cause it to do that. It's kind of unlikely that it happens that way, but a few things line up where 99.50 could get achieved overnight here, maybe by 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific. If that doesn't happen, what's likely going to happen is so we'll get a new target for tomorrow that'll either be a little bit lower, but we'll still have that bigger picture target of 99.50, and even more, we still have up above 4,200. So plenty of room up there, and there's lots of room to still go. No problem at all on the pullback here today. Of course, hardly any pullback at all, so really no damage or anything, of course, to any bigger picture scenario. Okay, so the market's open and things are starting to get underway. Still plenty of room that it can pull back, and there's no issue with anything, but possibility that they do make a push higher here. So we'll see how that goes. I'll be back here in the morning doing the pre-market walkthrough. Hopefully these have been helpful. If they are, you can subscribe to the channel, and you'll get notified every time we go live here. So we'll be back here in the morning, and thanks for tuning in today, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.